Welcome to the cast. This is High Diamond, Diamond 1. I looked at these players. Of these 10 players, let me just actually go back and confirm. So, of these 10 players, 9 of them, no, 8 of them are Diamond, 8 of them Diamond 1, one of them is Diamond 2, one of them is Diamond 3. 2 of these 8 players that are in Diamond 1 are currently in their promo series to Master Tier. Vladimir is currently 1 and 2 in his promos, and Graves is currently, I believe, either 0 and 1 or 1 and 0. Yeah, he is 0 and 1. So, if Vladimir loses this game, he will not be in Master Tier. If Graves loses this game, he will have to reverse sweep his way to Master Tier. So, definitely high stakes for both team members here. But unfortunately, the way the League of Legends works is that only one team can come out victorious. There has been no draw on record as far as I know. We have yet to have a game where the next side died on the same game frame, and if I remember correctly, even if that happens, the victory goes to blue team. So I don't think it is possible to have a true draw in League. But as it stands, the matchups in this high diamond games are as thus. It is Camille top, going up against Mordekaiser, Viego jungling against the Graves, mid lane is Vladimir going up against Ryze, 2 hyperscalers, oh goodness. Samira Alistar going up against Jinx Rakan. And unfortunately, High Diamond 1 and occasionally the odd master player here and there is just about the highest elo footage that I can get my hands on. I just don't know that many people. In fact, I don't even know any of these players personally. But I just happen to have them on my friends list. Well, one of them. So we're going to jump into this game and cast it and try to admire some high level plays, much higher level than I will ever play at, and see what we can all learn from it. Just by looking at very highly skilled players. Not the best of the best, but among the top 1%ers and how they execute different things throughout the game of League of Legends. Alright, 2 minutes in. Pretty standard start here, and bot lane, Jinx, Rakan synchronized. Both push up, knowing that they're gonna win the level 2 race, forcing the Samira Alistar to hide out in their turrets. Vladimir takes a nasty chunk going in for an aggressive trade against the Ryze. The flux damage makes it hard for him to approach. Camille going up against the Mordekaiser. A very aggressive Camille here, going for the Ignite TP. She wants kills and she wants to get them as fast as she can. She's going to beat the Mordekaiser here to level 3. And farming up with the Precision Protocol. This wave is going to crash into Mordekaiser's tower, but it is approaching 3 minutes. It is now feasible for her to get ganked, but both junglers taking it slow, going for full clears in their respective sides, mirroring each other's movements, which means the 3:15 scheduled crab fighting ring is about to open up. Viego and Grace both walking to the river, but the Rakan, knowing that bot lane has pushed up, is roaming his way all the way top. What is happening here at this dragon fight? Viego just automatically concedes it, knowing that Rakan is up there. But the lane has been sacked more or less here on bottom lane. Jinx farming up his rockets as best she is able. Also gets solo EXP. She hasn't necessarily been punished. No summoners down. Still full health. Didn't even lose that many minions, because now she's still tied with Samira by farming all of this. And now she gets a ton of solo EXP for a Rakan roam. And now they're gonna double crab blue team. Rakan is following the Graves. Meanwhile, Viego is sitting top, waiting for this one opportune gank. The wave is crashing in. The trap may be sprung soon. Tactical sweep goes out for the slow, and there is the miss. Comes out. It's going to force out the Mordekaiser flash, but is enough. Immediate chain CC, flash maul right out, and the call backward is going to pull him away. The ignite sets the Mordekaiser on fire, which means there's no hope for him. First blood committed over to blue team. But Viego gives up double crab. WTF, says the Mordekaiser. How long were you up there? Probably long enough for that play to be inefficient, but you're never going to complain about first blood. Graves casually swags his way in and gets the solo kill. Viego's entire presence did sap quite a bit of EXP away from the Camille. Mordekaiser comes back with teleport and just pounds her into the ground. Alistar camping the forward brush. Not gonna engage on the Jinx. The mini-wave is a little bit too heavy. And they don't have perfect information about the whereabouts of Ryze, Rakan, or Graves. So they don't pull the trigger here. Top lane, Viego comes in for the wraparound gank. They know that the Mordekaiser has no summoners. He's right for the punishment. 2 more hits will do it. 1 more auto. There it is. Viego picks up the Mordekaiser again. Top lane is just not having a good time. 3-man pulverize, but the headbutt gets cancelled by the juggle. Samira goes in for the kill. She kills off the Graves. The reset is coming in. Wild rush onto the Rakan. Can he make it away? The Chomper is not going to hit. Double kill goes over to the Samira. The Chompers blow up. Hio comes out as well. Headbutt pulverize. Beautiful juggle, and there it is. The triple kill for the Samira. The bot lane. Red team gank goes horribly wrong. Samira gets herself loaded in her pockets. Beautiful sequence of events here. Samira sets herself up for great success here. Shout out to the Alistar for keeping 3 people perfectly controlled and the tower tank. The heads up play to do that. It's not something you see in lower levels. The support will dip after making the CC, but the Alistar makes the tank play happen. It's a very basic thing, but it's something that lower level players just don't think of doing. Miss Samira is super far ahead now of the Jinx. Jinx is going to come back to lane with a pickaxe. Samira is going to go back and pick up quite a bit more with 2500 gold. That's an easy Noon Quiver plus Vamp Scepter if she needs it. Vladimir going to farm mid up against the Vlad. Wait, right. I just said Vlad twice in the same sentence. The Flux is still spreading, making his farming life honestly quite hell. It's very hard for Vladimir to approach or even farm near the vicinity of a Ryze because of the sheer amount of AoE he can put out on the wave and the collateral damage, the splash, the everything. Rakan sitting in the brush. Blue team pings him out, wondering what a level 3 Rakan is doing up there. He's roaming quite heavily. This is a very roam heavy support. He is suffering quite a bit in the EXP department, but Rakan doesn't necessarily need those levels. He's got all of his basic abilities. He can set up the CC. He can be nimble. But at the same time, it's kind of costing bot lane here. Samira is still equal in levels with the Jinx, and now Jinx is now super far down in levels and super far behind in items, and this might not be a very happy time for her. The Alistar is now level 6. The ability to tank this tower is limited. He has to flash away after getting snared up by the Chompers. The Wild Rush resets out of there for the Samira. Rakan makes his way bot lane, but suddenly he no longer has an AD carry to support. He may have ditched the Jinx for just a little bit too long this game. 6-1 now. Blue team is in a heavily dominant position in the early game. Vladimir goes for the all-in engage with the Hemomancy, with everything. The Ryze flash over the wall has failed. Vladimir picks up the kill. A ping onto Graves. They see where he is. The Heartbreaker reset over the wall. The smoke screen will it cover up enough? It will cause a Heartbreaker to miss, but the movement speed with the miss is enough. The Ignite also not going to get the kill. Samira takes 1 extra tower shot, dies with the Rakan. The shutdown goes over to the support. 700 gold in his pocket. Jinx is level 6. No rocket, but both summoners are up. She's not going to chase the cow here, it seems. She's just going to farm it up. Camille teleporting her way back top. 3,000 gold up here for red team, for blue team rather. Camille first items the Executioner's Calling to stop the Mordekaiser eating his own shield. It shuts down a lot of Mordekaiser's sustain, because Mordekaiser was also working as Leeching Leader, obviously blasting one first because you can afford the component, but Leeching Leader's coming up. Ryze gets a beautiful blow-up solo kill here onto the Vladimir. Couldn't transfuse enough life back. An early Lucidity means that his cooldowns are gonna go super low. Lucidity early on is so good for Ryze here. He's very cooldown reliant, but unfortunately Lucidity cannot save his life. Both mid laners want to scale up as much as they can. Vladimir traps Camille in the death cage, which means that's a solo kill going up to top. Red team now trying to turn things around, making excellent solo plays in their own lanes. Rakan trying to go for a blast cone. He pops it over into the awaiting arms into a Samira, who's 2 levels above him. This might be a dive coming down. Alistar's going to start it off. Cancels the captive audience. Well, not the captive audience, the something from the Rakan, whatever his W is called. He drops dead. Jinx cannot save her support. She might be thinking she never had a support this game. But unfortunately, as much as Rakan has roamed, a lot of his roam plays just haven't converted into good results. And for a huge part of that roam, the price is of course sacrificing bot lane to their own, to her own devices, more or less. Tactical Sweep comes out onto the Mordekaiser. That's gonna put him to half health. He's gonna pop the shield. Is he gonna eat it? No, he is not. He's been killed off here. The hook shot onto his face. Camille picks up her second kill. And Jinx kind of tilted, just walking straight into her turret. Granted, that is the right move. It looks tilted, but you have to hug the safety of your tower and hope for the best. But she walks a little bit too far away. Samira, the shield bolt pops. Alistar sidesteps the collateral damage. He's dead. Yeah, pretty dead. End of the line kills him off. The Hemoplague and the Ignite will be more than enough. The Gravesters cannot smite back enough health. Flash in here from the Viego. He wants to clean out the fight. The Essence Flux grabs one back with a double kill. Immediately, the double buff rather, immediately goes over to the Viego. Blue team gets first tower. Camille's working on plate number 3. She just got plate number 2. Mordekaiser teleports back up top. And Samira, so loaded. Just gonna go back home and purchase boots plus a ton more. Alistar picks up the early Moby boost, and now it's his turn to roam around the map. Seems like his first destination is topside of the river. He is going to spot out the pink and kill it off. Or just walk right past it. Okay, but Mordekaiser sees this. The Sweepers is running. He's gunning for it. He's so fast with Moby boost. There's the Heba Power Rise. The control is there. Can he break out? He needs to save his ultimate in case Mordekaiser kidnaps him. Mordekaiser knows, and there it is. Alistar does not have ultimate. I didn't even realize. The cow becomes free beef for the Mordekaiser. This goes from bad to worse. Damage from his passive is still running. Double kill goes over to the Mordekaiser. For some reason, I thought Alistar had ultimate. But that play gets horribly turned around. The CC burst was just not enough to finish Mordekaiser off in one fell swoop. And there's Mordekaiser stealing the Alistar stats for a while. Vladimir in power transfuse, not gonna find a target. And it seems like now red team are finding a foot back into this game. Going quietly off into the night is not quite their style. Alistar flashes over, gets a Heba Pop onto the Rise, but only the Rise. Impossible for that to follow up. A pink ward replaces the dead one. They want to secure Vision in this brush, no matter the cost. Viego is strong, he's gonna charge up. Alistar is also going to punch down the ward at the same time. Vision denied. Flash, Pulverize gets the Rise. The trample, the stun, the connection, and the Rise gets CC down and killed off. Vladimir follows up with the kill. That's gonna be Infernal Drake going over the Ray of Blue team. And now they're 6,000 gold ahead just 13 minutes in. The Viego is just so strong. Camille is following him as a kill train, slaughtering anyone in their way. And the cow is waiting off in the wings, but nobody's coming that way. Mordekaiser might be in a little bit of trouble. Vladimir steps over redward on his way here. The claw backwards, it will pull the Samira back. The Hemoplague has landed, the transfuse gets tanked up by the shield. Rakan comes in with the quickness, the damage is there. Vladimir pulls forward, but the Samira has been zoned off by the Rise, there's no way out. Vladimir has to try to run back. Jinx controlled up, Alistar is tanking the tower perpetually with his ultimate. Jinx dies under the tower at her inner. Nowhere is safe. 14 minutes in, 18-8. Rise comes in for the kill. While the Blade Twirl not gonna be enough, but the Infernal Trigger! Oh, that damage is insane! And red team walks their way into an unwinnable fight. 20-8. Samira has just less than half of her whole team's kills. The amount of income you get and the amount of snowball you have off a single triple kill is immense. Rakan ditching the lane probably also helps a lot. But man, oh man, how the game can end off one mistake. One good fight. It's all it takes to start a snowball. And when the snowball hits, it hits you hard. And it seems like, as we've hit the 15-minute mark, Vladimir will not be failing his promo series quite yet. Alistar gives up his life for the greater cause. No ultimate. It seems like Vladimir's promo series will not end just yet. If he wins this game, which looks likely, he will be 2-2 in his promos to master and it will come down to a Silver Scrapes game. I would love to cover that game, but unfortunately Vladimir is not the person I know in this game. So I find it difficult to follow him. Mordekaiser farming on the boss side. He is a solid threat by himself. He's certainly not far behind the Camille. The problem is Red Team has no bot lane this game. And essentially they're playing a lopsided 5v3 where the Graves and Rights are not nearly as strong as their counterparts. Viego's just going to drop the Herald here. He drops it behind the tower, so there's no way for Rice to walk that far behind to hit it. Hex Splash over the wall, the connection is there, and the juggle. Rice melts like butter under the tower, no hope of survival. Which means that this Herald Escort goes smoothly. Mordekaiser cannot walk up, it is suicide to walk into that. He will just recall back to base and hope for the best. And honestly, the amount of places left for the Jinx to farm, it's rapidly shrinking. Rakan gets caught out here, the maul damage follow-up, but the headbutt may be a little bit ill-advised. Vladimir will, well, not Vladimir, Viego rather, commits the Heartbreaker over the wall to kill the Rakan, putting her 5th death onto his scoreboard. Very strong jungle presence, very strong bot lane presence here for blue team this game. Camille also just going to help herself to the bot lane inner tower. It is 5 towers to 0. Red team has no footing on this map. And as each second passes, the amount of zones that they have to play in just shrinks more and more. Blue team is on a warpath to take everything from the map away. Resets have come out. The items are pouring in now. And Samira already QSS paid. Mordekaiser can't even lock her away in the team fight. It's not like Red Team can team fight in their present situation. They don't necessarily have a way out of this whole mess. They just have to try to scrounge up whatever income they can get, which is even harder because the areas available for Red Team to farm is significantly smaller than that of Blue Team. They have to do buddy system just to secure money. And the Jinx has been invisible for the past however long. Her scoreline has remained the same since Alistar dove her at bot lane, and her CS score is trying to keep up. She's trying her best to find money wherever possible, but it's just difficult. Blue team secures the Cloud Drake. That is 3 for 0 18 minutes in. In just 5 minutes they will secure a soul. There's the Chem Tank coming in. Flash pulverized. The Rakan is the target. He's the engage, disengage, PO, everything. And they kill him off first. Viego steals the Rakan, makes his engage play for him. That's going to force his Jinx's flash. Flash traded for flash. Vladimir goes for the aggressive play. He doesn't drop Hemoplague. He misclicked the Hemoplague block and perhaps he didn't drop it on the Jinx, which means the Jinx gets to walk away here. Doesn't die from this gank. But this tower sure will die as a result of everything that's happened. Reset the Heartbreaker onto the tower. Not going to do damage, just to snap back into Viego form. Even a Kraken Slayer picked up. You really only pick this item up on Viego if you're super far ahead, and he is super far ahead. Shurelya's Battle Song is popped by the Rakan. He's coming in for the quickness, but it's immediately turned around. Samira rejoins the fight. 2 bodies on the ground immediately, And the rest of the team fight at mid is a total blowout. Mordekaiser kidnaps the Camille. Camille's falling to dot health. She may die to the tower. The Mordekaiser pops out of the Death Realm, smelling not exactly like a rose, but more like a decomposing penguin. Just going to drop dead. Rise is the last survivor. No hope for him. Ace comes out here for the blue team. It is a 5-for-1. The one being the person that Mordekaiser kidnapped. There it is. Red team taps out. They call it at the 20-minute mark. And blue team wins the game.